Hello, my beautiful people. I am switching gears because I was actually going to come on here and talk about breaking habits more thoroughly, but I almost I don't know to say I found something better to talk about, but it is something I've been wanting to read to you all, and actually the beginnings of a lot of my episodes. But just briefly on the breaking habits thing, I, for some reason, am still having a difficult time with this when I know there's lots of things, but I carry it out through my life. It's not just like one bad habit, but meditating might help it, but I think because it's so ingrained in there and so just deep in there, and what do they say it is, 30 days, 90 days, 60 days, whatever it is, it takes to break a habit. Well, you got to break the habit immediately, whatever the thing is, right? If it's the way I'm making coffee or the way that, having my papers everywhere, and I just keep saying like, I can do this. Why do I feel like I can't? And it's such a stupid little thing. I feel like it's so ridiculous. It's really not that hard. So why am I being so lazy about it, right? I want to smack myself in the face. So that's what I'm in the middle of working on right now. But so Ernest Holmes, I've talked about him a couple of times because he just really changed my life. He's like American philosopher, and he's author of Science of the Mind, some 800 to 1,000 page book that I never finished reading. One of his books, uh, I'm not sure if it was prayer or it was some other sort of book that basically, because he references the word God so much, that I had to change and make it my own because I loved what he was writing about and a lot of my negative connotations, I guess, around that or affiliations with that word, right? So, whatever you would like to use for it, you could do the same thing to God, consciousness, source, oneness, whatever you would like, or use the word God if that resonates with you, right? And Jesus as a spiritual teacher. So this other book that I love that I pick up all of, so these are the types of book. This is the one I'm just going to read a little bit to you today that I also love too. If you can see it, this thing called You. You can pick these up and read them from whatever, and I happen to pick up to a page that I did want to talk about as far as opening and expanding our minds and the benefits of doing that, because some people don't want to expand their mind. They don't want to, maybe this is an older generation or whatever it is, because a lot of the younger kids are more evolved, and just in terms of learning things earlier in life because of the internet, right? And different things like that, talking different types of people, then depending on where you live. And so what I wanted to read to you here, because this sounds good, and this is not only inspiring and all that sort of stuff for out there in the world, how you perceive, but also how you look at yourself. And I would say I have reprogrammed or programmed my mind, especially. So I was reading young, or to me, young 13 self help personal growth books and my Buddhist stuff. But I started reading him and Napoleon Hill and those sorts of things like in my early 20s. And I was reading it all of the time. So, of course, that's going to be implanted in my subconscious to be truth, right? That we can change our reality. We have the right and we have the ability to choose for ourselves. Not everybody feels they have the right, okay? Because of upbringings, influences. I understand that, okay? And that could go into a whole nother subject of two of how that leads into how we work within relationships, right? With live-ins, husbands, wives, our significance, and how the dynamics, right? Okay, so, but I'm not getting into that. So, chapter 5, and I didn't fully, completely read it all, but uh, the part that I opened up to chapter 5, um, I wanted to start with. Okay, so I'm going to break it up and I'm going to read from pieces because I don't want to bore you all. I want to get to like the really beautiful stuff. But it does start with its first sentence is, "It is wonderful to know that your good is at hand. Your night wanes, your dawn is breaking. There is a living spirit at the center of your being. The original author of all life is in and around you, not a God who was, but a God who is. This is the great secret which you share with life. Life is wherever you are. It revolves around you even as it flows through you. Keep the doorway of your mind open. Feeling, thinking, communing with this life, know that it fills you with light and with power. I also like reading this to you all because since I know what it's like to come from the dark, be from the dark, definitely we can talk about anger. And I keep making a joke. Uh, I keep making a joke about, I know how to be angry. Actually, not really, but to show anger. But just, I know though what it's like to feel like that inside and feel that things are unjust in the world, right? So, reading this stuff when you might be coming from a place of like, what's there got to be happy about? I don't really feel like this life is to be enjoyed. And I can totally understand how you feel, considering I don't know to say that it's meant to be enjoyed. Some people are not. They have lived a life of different sorts of tragedies, different types of things, right? And so, but another perspective, I guess, or from my perspective, is when you looking at it as that it's not to say meant to be enjoyed, but embracing the moments that you are happy, that you are laughing, that make you feel good. While they can be temporary, feeling we can still choose to be like, okay, I want to laugh more. I want to do whatever that is that's making me feel good inside. I want more of that, right? So I know I want to laugh more and all that sort of stuff, but I don't know that I do it enough. But I try to create it, even if it's with the random strangers. Okay, so learn to exchange fears, doubts, and uncertainties for faith. Faith can make you whole. Faith can convert fear into certainty, poverty into riches, disease into health. Okay, and that goes on and on and on. Faith could be, though, faith in the hope that things will change, that society will change. And yes, when we leave, certain things will continue, and there will certain probably still be patterns of behavior and different things that are going to continue to resurface, continue on until if people human beings want to change. Okay, so here are some clips I like in the book that he inserts here and there. So it's not totally talking at you. It's almost like meditations and prayers to yourself, which is why I like his book, Prayer. I think it's called Prayer Spiritual Treatment, something like that. One of my favorites, okay? So I'm just going to read to you some couple different areas. This is still chapter 5. Okay, I got to redo this part first, okay? You need not go through any practices to unify with this power, for you are already one with it. You need not go in search of it because it is already where you are. Because you are always in contact with it, you can bring into your life the good you so greatly desire, for it will honor your desires. It will bring them into manifestation in your life. Say to yourself then, I place my affairs in the hands of goodness, love, and wisdom. I place them there with supreme confidence. I have a childlike faith and trust in good. I know there is nothing between me and that which is best. I am filled with enthusiastic hope. I look forward to entering into the fullness of life. The greatest adventure of your life lies in your conscious use of this power. You need not believe in any particular religious system to discover the wellspring of life. You find it at the center of your own being, in the quiet of the evening, in the stillness of the night, at the dawn of the new day, and in the midst of activity. Okay, what I want to say, people, is sometimes you think, okay, I like go to these places in nature, like I'm at this beautiful place, marina area, all these islands we're surrounded by, and even I myself don't need to stay at them very long. I actually, aside, like more so than sitting, I like to walk and do my exercise in these types of environments and to actually make myself fish more. But what I wanted to say is you don't have to go somewhere. These are just like, I almost look at it as props. It's just a good if you don't want to do it in your mind and you enjoy it and being outside, right? But what I want to say is connecting with yourself. You don't have to do this like that. I actually, when I started reading this sort of stuff and something called Ablutions, which is done by Sufi tradition, Sufi, I've talked about this on one of my other episodes, or I've read from this list, that basically you're doing these cleansings and washing your face and washing your hands, washing your feet, washing your body, and you say these things to yourself to connect with inside of yourself. And when I started doing that, it just, I think because it resonated with me so much like words, that I would just start crying. And you're going to say, okay, what's the point of that? Who cares? Why? Whatever, whatever. You won't know until you do it. But the whole connecting of yourself and going within, it's not like, okay, yes, it'll help you deal with challenges, but it's healing. And I don't know if you know yet what it means to heal, or that there is something to heal. I never knew that there was something to heal. All that I know is that it moved me. It felt good, and it connected with myself. And you will understand even more when I say, you being on your own personal journey, you will start to understand what all these people are talking about. You need to love yourself, you need to this and that. Some people find this process, right, through finding Christianity, different religions, all that sort of stuff. But it, more so than anything, it's connecting with yourself, or like we say, higher self, and finding what may be your mission work or your calling. Imagine if you read these types of things all the time, how you would feel, because it gives you that sense of, it actually already kind of gives you that sense of belonging, right, in the universe, and gives you place, gives you a sense of place, and just those feelings is the best way that I can describe it. So you can do that through, so the connecting with yourself, don't have to go out in nature, don't have to go to a temple or a church or whatever. Those are supportive environments, okay? But you can do this at home, in a black room, or a bright room, or with eyes open, eyes closed, like I said, washing rituals. And yes, I would say I'm a little bit more interested in the average person. I think I just really became interested in doing this kind of stuff just because it's a resonating with your soul. It's almost like it's going back to our roots, right? If you actually sit with yourself and putting your feet in the dirt, um, getting like a mud bath, or sound, right? If you respond really well to music, there's different things in our origins of why the crying when we hear certain music that resonate with your soul spirit. Okay, that's the best way, I guess, to kind of explain it. So I'm going to read you a couple more pieces that sound really good, I think. Okay. I am conscious that good is expressing through my thought. My mind is open to the influx of truth. I am guided. I am informed. I am guarded. I am led into pathways of peace and goodness. You need not mold your life after another. Trust yourself. Believe in your direct relationship with life, and you will not be disappointed. Do not wait. Today is the time to start. Right where you are is the place to begin. This is a perfect example because he's using I a lot. Is that even if this is why this can apply the way this is written in a lot of couple of other philosophers, is that it doesn't have to be specific to. I haven't I haven't studied, obviously. I'm going to say obviously, I have not read the Bible enough to be the judge of how it's written or anything like that. I know it has lots of stories. I know it has lots of different areas in there. But I don't, if it doesn't relate to you or it doesn't resonate with you, you're not going to read it, right? And I think because the I am and the different ways, like I said, the use of the word I more than anything, right, is like you're speaking to yourself. So that's why, another reason, like I told you, why I just kept reading these books and why I loved them so much. And it's like they were speaking to me directly, and or I was speaking to myself. Okay, page 39. My mind is open to new ideas. The spirit is ever active in me. The divine mind is inexhaustible. There is no weary or monotonous action in spirit. It is forever new and vibrant, fresh with ideas. I know that I am continuously receiving new impressions from life, new, better, and fuller ways of living. I let the newness, freshness, and originality of spirit permeate my entire consciousness. If you would exchange joy for tears, forget the tears and turn to joy, change your mental pictures and thus create new experiences. Okay, so I'm going to stop right there. Oh, let me end with this. Page 57. Whatever things you desire, believe that you have them and say, I surrender all fear, all doubt. I let go of all uncertainty. I know there is no confusion, no lack of confidence. I know that what is mine will claim me, know me, rush to me. I accept the gift of life for myself and for everyone else. So again, this is very positive thinking. I realize it. And sometimes for some people, even me, it was a bit challenging to, I guess, accept this notion. I think when I really started, you'd have to go back and listen to, I don't even know what episode I'm talking about with positive thinking and, the very first place I worked at. I think I really started to become positive because I found a solution that worked for me in terms of dealing with a difficult person, or I should say, temperamental person, and my original landlord, I guess we'll call him. And I saw progress with that situation. And I tried something, and just by changing my mind, because I was determined of building clients, that I saw a result from the action that I took. And I was amazed, and I was like, okay, that works. So that's kind of like the beginning, and me opening my own business and learning social skills and pursuing things out there and reading this kind of stuff constantly. Okay, people, even if you just read like 2 sentences a day, think of it as that's the accomplishment. Okay, you were a success because you did that. And I know you can read something on your phone, you can do all this, of course, whatever it is that's going to help you, what's the word, staying positive. Like, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, for lack of a better saying, cliche. Some things I feel like are very well said that I would like to reuse, is that everything, and I'm never, I would say, even as much as, I'm growing constantly because I want to grow. It's not like I don't have negative thinking or thoughts. I totally am. Rinse, repeat, recycle the same broken record over and over again that I irritate myself about. And we just talked about the whole breaking habits thing and making myself self crazy now again, like my workout training. I have to find a new place, and just different things, like supportive. Again, it's not just one thing that we need, that I would recommend doing, and the staying disciplined to it, because you will be haunted by whatever the thing is. Now I know what it's like to not train like that, and I don't need to train as hard as I used to, but I know it needs to be a part of my lifestyle at least once a week in some sort of fight system. And just getting, yeah, I'm habits, people. I'm gonna end it, and end it right here by saying, getting irritated by myself. I don't think that I should be perfect with my training, but I'm like, why my goddamn pivoting my foot when I punch? I don't even know how I started that. It does nothing. It's not doing anything for me. So I see myself, even with as much as practice I would do, right? I'll start training again. I am going to have to tell myself to stop doing that. Tell my foot to stop pivoting. I can step, but not pivot. So anyway, people, this is the living with myself that we talk about, like, because I do put so much pressure on myself and I have the expectation as well as, like, I've been training for so long. Why? It doesn't matter if I take a break. Like, why am I still doing those things? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. I can't even, it's not it making sense. It's not a, I just think it shouldn't be done. Like, why? And I get mad at myself with that. And I was trying to take this new, this brain supplement, and I think I was taking too much of it because it was really fucking with my, I almost thought it was my equilibrium, so I'm taking 1 instead of the 4, so definitely recommend. I don't even know why I went straight to the 4. Even just doing a 2 dosage would have been good. But I don't know, hopefully that's going to help me. I don't see any difference yet after 1, so maybe I can up it. But attention span, the OCD, things that I do, annoyance, right? Habits. So I'm going to end right now talking to you today, and instead I'm saying a lot of and in this episode. I went a little bit about exploring today, and this is what reminded me of how much I guess need it to venture out. And now I'm going to have to, like I said, explore other places to work out and exploring my new area. Okay, so I will talk to you soon, and just I don't know what else to say, people, other than just the motivation, the discipline, the everything. It really makes life feel exhausting. And so even when I try to take a break, I always come back to it. But while I am talking a mess about my habits and things like that, it's like at the same time, like, I do feel a sense of peace, even when I do feel a mess in my thoughts in regards to, being mad at myself with the problems with the habit breaking. But I don't know. I think I'm ready to stop. It's such a stupid little thing, but I got to stop the things. I got to just stop it, right? Okay, I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.